run, they created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. To throw is Jackson. Steps away to his left. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
The first carry now. This is Johnson finding some room at midfield. David Johnson on his way. Touchdown, Houston. David Johnson, 61 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Jan Stenerud on for the extra point. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Texans 7, Patriots nothing.
Following the touchdown, here's Stenerud to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line. And a first carry here for Charles Sims. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
He'll get 2 yards back, but it's going to leave him with a long 3rd and 13. From the shotgun, Osweiler. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go.
There's a hush indeed. That'll go in the books as just a 16-yard punt. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Johnson. And he's got room. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. The play began back at the 23, and they pick up 23. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. David Johnson with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point by Stenerud, up and good. And it's now 14-0.
Texans 14, Patriots nothing.
Following the touchdown, here's Stenerud to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front, so when you talk with GMs or putting together...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack there by J.J. Watt.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. And this will be incredible field position as that'll kick out of bounds inside the opponent's 35-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it with Johnson. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
On second down, Johnson. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal. This defense porous so far in this first quarter. They face another 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Now a carry for Brown. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Texans push further out in front. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
Following the touchdown, here's Stenerud to kick it away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's a run with a fullback, Tommy Bohannon. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Ready, set. Minus 50. Push him back. Push him back. Get it.
Now Sims. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and 13.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. $21-0 our score after one.
The score, Texans 21, Patriots 0.
Ready?
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Out of the gun, it's Osweiler. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It'll be just an 18-yard punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
That good for 22 and a 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. Johnson with a burst, a 1st down and more. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Texans push further out in front. Sometimes a group that gets overlooked, certainly, the offensive line. Right there, they really helped with that score.
Didn't they tell us in our meeting that when we score touchdowns running the ball, that means the offensive line actually scored first by moving people back beyond the end zone? We saw evidence of that on that play.
Extra point by Stenerud, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half.
28, Patriots, nothing.
Following the touchdown, here's Stenerud to kick it away. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now they run with Sims. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Now a give, right side. Sims. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. New England on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, it's Osweiler. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DJ Reader coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. They begin the drive with Johnson. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. Touchdown, Houston. David Johnson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and, oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic. A lot of fun to watch.
So that one will be accepted. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Osweiler to throw. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Here's Osweiler. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. John Randall dropping the hammer.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 25 yards the pickup there and also a 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Here's Johnson. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. David Johnson, as the first half is winding down, as his guys continue to pour it on. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Following the touchdown, here's Stenerud to kick it away. And the kick goes outside the white lines. That's why the flag comes out.
Yes, and that was an error by the kicker, and it will give the offense great starting field position.
Very good starting position for the Patriot offense as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Throwing, Osweiler. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. John Randall in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. They don't want to repeat a 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this 1st half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one taken from the 7. And they're going to have lousy starting field position as he's out of bounds at his 6-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
A handoff to start the drive to Sims. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll run with a fullback, Bohannon. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Stenerud on for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Makes the score Texans 49, Patriots nothing.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And a big mistake on the return. He's out of bounds at his own 1-yard line. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
Not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
At the 38-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Watch the run, watch the run.
And now a carry here for their fullback. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. To throw is Osweiler. And he hits the tight end. It's Deion Sims. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Again, they run with Sims. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. They go play action with Osweiler. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. Here's Brian Anger now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this will be down by a member of the kicking team just outside of the 30-yard line.
At their own 34-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive. As they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach. David Johnson on his way. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Houston. David Johnson, 66 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point by Stenerud, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more.
Texans 56, Patriots nothing.
Following the touchdown, here's Stenerud to kick it away. And, Charles, this is one of those inexcusable special teams penalties, an out-of-bounds kickoff.
Pressure, pressure, pressure. Sometimes errors occur because of situations.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
It's just me and you.
They'll run it again with Sims. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Pushing through the contact. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
A run on 1st down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. The linebacker, Ryan Shazier, there to make the tackle. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
Sims. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. They go play action now. Osweiler. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Mel Renfro, the Hall of Famer.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. He'll have a 1st down and more past the 20. David Johnson on his way. Past the 20. 10, and he's in. Touchdown, Houston. David Johnson, 91 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. Stenerud now to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Makes the score Texans 63, Patriots nothing.
Following the touchdown, here's Stenerud to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. And that'll set him back 5. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.